Hello, I'm John McCormick and I'm your mayor. By now, many of you have heard of the great performance in 2008 last summer of You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown at School 21 in Colonia. With me now are the two architects of that play, the director Ricky Cohen and the musical director Beth Amory, and we're here to talk about next year's play. From July 15th to 19th at the same location, School 21 in Colonia, the Woodbridge Community Youth Players will be performing Godspell. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
So who's going to start with Godspell? Tell me about the show and why it was selected to be the second show.
Well, the show is a set of vignettes that where they act out and sing and tell the story, the parables of the Gospel according to Matthew. We're going back 1970s or so. There have been a number of reincarnations of this show throughout the years. What I like about it is that while the subject matter is religious, you don't have to be especially religious to appreciate it. I mean, it talks more. I think the main theme throughout the show is how you treat people and how you put good into the world. And so I think we certainly can't have enough of that. And the music is great. So it's very engaging as a show. How
big is the cast? Last year's Charlie Brown was 12 actors and actresses?
We're going for 15 to 20.
Okay.
But just to add to what Beth was saying, one of the first things that drew us to Godspell was simply the music. Absolutely love the music. But for me, I like doing a show that's got a little more substance to it. That's got something that we can teach the audience, something we can teach the cast. And so, like she was saying, even though it's the Gospel according to Matthew, it's not, I don't know that it is really a religious show. I think it's more a show about humanity and a show about not, even though Jesus is a character in the show, it's not everybody watch this show, follow Jesus. It's listen to what he's teaching and learn about compassion, embrace avoidance of hypocrisy, embrace tolerance. And I think that, for me, like I love doing a show like Charlie Brown where it's entertaining and kids love it and have a good time and enjoy it. But I like it even more when there's more to that.
Well, I know a lot of politicians that could benefit by going to that show and learning how to stay away from hypocrisy and be more tolerant. That certainly would work.
Yes.
So it's July 15th to 19th, 2009, the same place. It's a long weekend from a Wednesday to a Sunday.
Right.
School 21. Tell me how somebody goes about auditioning.
Well, our audition dates are May 11th, May 12th, which are Monday and a Tuesday, and then that Saturday, May 16th, and then callbacks, because what we're hoping is we'll get an awful lot of people coming out for initial auditions, and then that'll require that we call some people back so we can make our final decisions. That callback will be Sunday. The auditions will be in the evening on Monday and Tuesday at School 21, and then at the community center on Saturday and Sunday for that second round or that third day of auditions, and then our callbacks.
So the first play, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, was put together kind of quickly and involved basically kids you knew from Woodbridge High School.
Right. First show is what a director's call, where you know ahead of time who you're going to use. You may audition the cast for specific roles, but you know who your ensemble is going to be. And one of the really great things for Rick and I is that we've been involved in the Woodbridge Idol program for the last 3 years. So, and we've seen shows at Kennedy and Colonia, and we know there are an awful lot of talented kids that go to Bishop R. I mean, Bishop R does a show that'll knock you out of the water. I mean, so we know that we've got so many talented kids in the township, and we've always thought it would be great to pull all of them together for so many reasons. So we're hoping that we do get a nice turnout in audition so we can bring all those kids together.
So is it just high school kids or is it college kids who could be home?
It's high school, college age. And in fact, that's why we're doing the auditions in May, because we want to make sure the college kids get home from college.
Okay.
They should all be done by the time we're doing auditions. Our hope is we audition the 11th, the 12th, the 16th. We call back the 17th. We make phone calls the night of the 17th, and we start rehearsals on the 18th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the rehearsals will all be at the same place, all in School 21?
We're not. We have to wait until school is out for us to move into School 21.
Okay.
So we're still figuring out what we're doing for that intervening month. But we'll iron all of that stuff out.
Now, a show like this is very, very expensive to put on. Last year, everybody kind of did it on a shoestring, getting money from here, money from there. But this year, Northfield Bank has stepped up with a $20,000 contribution.
Yes.
They've just moved their corporate headquarters to Woodbridge. They have a branch here. They're going to open up a second branch here. But a $20,000 contribution to the play is just amazing.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
When we first found out about it, I mean, we were thinking the outer limit would be maybe $10,000 we can count on as a donor. I mean, we've always been very fortunate at Woodbridge. People have been very generous as patrons. The businesses in Woodbridge couldn't be more generous in terms of supporting kids and the arts. We've never had this kind of a contribution, never. And for the general public who might not know a whole lot about theater, I mean, there might be people sitting out there thinking, well, you could put on 3 shows for $20,000. Unfortunately, it costs an awful lot to get a production up and running, the tech end of it, lighting, mics, music, rentals. The show is slightly more expensive to rent than Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown was a little bit cheaper. We're going to need a slightly larger pit band, so you're talking about paying more musicians. We have an additional rental fee because there's a great 2001 national tour version of Godspell where the music is it's been reworked. It's a little more, I don't even want to use the word upbeat. The style is just slightly different. That's an additional expense. So that $20,000 can easily be spent.
Yeah.
And also all of those people who worked last year volunteered just to get this thing up and running. We really would like to, pay a salary to our set designer and our lighting, our tech people.
Well, you can't expect people to volunteer forever.
Right. Well, we were saying in our last interview that they've become like family. Not so much like family that they'll continue to work for free.
Well, they want an allowance, Mom and Dad have to give them an allowance.
Right.
So last year's show cost $12,000, despite getting
Yeah.
all that volunteer labor, and the people in the back who coordinated, and yourselves, obviously, you're still not going to get paid, but it still cost $12,000.
Right.
Right.
So 20 can go in no time.
We're anticipating that Godspell could be almost 30,000, 25 to 30,000, depending on how many musicians we have and so on. And what's been wonderful is we've got the money from Northfield. We've already started getting responses to the article that was in Woodbridge News asking for patrons. What we do is for every show we put out a playbill, and we ask for patrons for a certain amount of money. I don't even remember the categories now, but
Like gold, silver, bronze,
gold,
something like that.
yeah, something like that. And we list our patrons in the playbill, and they simply are contributing to getting this performance together. Ace Hardware from Colonia has not given us money except in terms of materials. They have donated so much paint to us
Spectacular donation of
that
paint.
it's even better than money.
So you probably would have spent $1,000 in the paint that they've given you?
Easily.
At least.
I mean, when we've done big productions at the high school, we've gone to the hardware store and spent $600-700 on paint. And we generally, our last couple of shows, we did a big backdrop that was where most of our money went. I mean, if you were to do multiple scene changes, that it can be very expensive.
So if people want to donate, and you're going to reach out to more businesses to donate, they can call Town Hall, 732-634-4500, the main number, extension 6058, and make a donation. Or certainly people can find out, call their council person or you or members of the cast and make donations also. It's nice, too, that you're what we call a 501c3, but that means that you're tax exempt, so donations to the cause are actually tax deductible.
Right.
Right. What's exciting, since the last time we first talked about community youth players, with the help of Craig Coughlin, we became incorporated. With the help of John who took me through the 20-page application
Yep.
for the IRS, we are now tax-exempt nonprofit, so that's exciting.
And the Board of Ed has really helped out through School 21. I mean, they're a great venue. Not only they're the only school auditorium that's air conditioned for the summer,
Right.
so that you almost are forced there. Even if they were not friendly, you'd be forced to go
Right,
there.
right.
But the fact that Principal Diorsi and Pat Comito, the head custodian, they were just great to work with last year. Tell me
Yes.
about that going forward.
Well, when we started talking about this year. I reached out to Joe, and he said absolutely he would love to have us back. And one of the problems that was looked like was going to happen was because we moved the play back a week rather, because of when 4th of July falls, we would have been performing, our second performance would have been the same night that a Board of Education meeting was scheduled. Well, Dr. Crow and Brian Molnar, president of the board, said, don't worry about it. We'll change the date or we'll change the venue.
Incredibly
So,
supportive.
Amazing.
Now, Dr. Crow is a musician and a great singer in his own right. Do I have anything to
Yes.
worry about in terms of competition for
Well,
a cameo
I
role this year?
really thought about that.
Well, he really
Perhaps-
only sings. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, he can't
you're a
act?
triple threat, so,
Yes.
it's,
So I should
you
be
should be okay.
Good, good.
I've been writing your lines, by the way. So.
And you have a website up, or you will have a website up
gonna
that'll
have
link
a-
to the township site.
Yes, yes. And our hope is that, that's a way that we can get more of the public aware of what we have done, what we're doing now, what we're going to be doing in the future. And since I know nothing about creating a website, I've asked John Patrick to design it for us. And he knows full well not to ask me anything but what I want on it and not talk to me about how it happens.
And these days, the 20-somethings and even the 30-somethings, and even yourselves, you have Facebook accounts. Nobody can do anything these days without
Right,
checking
right.
Facebook, and that's going to be a great way to advertise.
Right.
Right,
Oh,
right.
sure.
Well, tell me about how that works. I mean, I'm not a Facebook expert, but
Well, you can simply put out a message. You can start a group saying that, or an event invitation, inviting people to audition for the show. What's been so great about Facebook is so many of the people I've gotten in contact with are former students from Woodbridge High School, who know people all over the town. Now they have their own kids. So, just the more people you tell, the more of a trickle down there is. I've gotten emails from people who have gotten my email address from your office. And so, little by little, we're getting the word out.
so you'll get actors, actresses. You'll also get people to come to the play with their kids.
Which
Right,
would be great.
absolutely.
Which will be great, yeah.
Absolutely.
Look for something inexpensive to do in the summer. You come and see a show in your own town.
Was it an $8 ticket last year, or how much was it? I forget.
It's $5 for children and $10
10
for adults.
Okay, so it's very inexpensive to take your family out and
Cheaper than the movies.
cheaper than movies and enjoy a great show. Well, as mayor, I want to thank you because this is just another way that we've incorporated the arts in Woodbridge Township. Now we've always had the summer concerts. Now we have some specialty concerts at the Methodist Church in April and May. We've got an arts exhibit, various arts exhibits going on. There's a painting or sketching thing at the Knights of Columbus in Woodbridge run by Jim Sullivan. There's, Steve Dillon and his group, which sponsors American Idol. There's so many
Right.
different people that have come together for the arts in Woodbridge. You want to, before we close up, say a little bit about how that arts committee has worked and
It's incredibly exciting. I grew up in town, and there's so many things that are happening now that we didn't have when I was going through the schools. And the people on this committee they live in Woodbridge, but they know the world of the arts. And so we get together. Now it's once a month, and everybody brings their expertise to the table and exciting ideas. And, if you're bringing in an idea that's in your area of expertise, well, you've got all of these other, artists around you who can help you to get that in the works. And it's just very, very exciting. And I know that the committee is always looking to expand. So if there's anybody out there who, we need an adult theater now. It'd be great. We're dealing with college,
High
school and college. Well, towns around us all have adult community theaters, and it'd just be great to see this blossom.
or maybe somebody will step up at the next arts committee meeting. Look at Bill Brandenburg, who's lived in town his whole life.
Amazing.
And he's the promoter, volunteer promoter for 5 great shows in the
Right.
Methodist Church.
Right.
April 29th, May 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, if I could do a quick commercial for that.
Sure.
7:30, Graham Parker, Jeffrey Gaines,
Aztec
Aztec
Two-Step.
Two-Step, Lucy Kaplansky, and Vance Gilbert. So they'll all have concerts on Main Street. That's an idea that came out of the arts group.
Yes.
So this is a lot of great things. There are a lot of great things going to happen in Woodbridge.
It's amazing sitting around that table, the talent that's in that one room, and the excitement to get things
It's
going.
really exciting.
Well, I know it's your passion. Drama and music are 2 of the passions that you have. I've gotten to know you in the last couple of years. We've become very good friends. I just want to say thank you as mayor for the job that you do, because you've opened up more opportunities for kids in town, more opportunities for Woodbridge Township residents to enjoy the arts through the Woodbridge Community Youth Players. I think it's great. I'm looking forward to Godspell. It's going to be a great show, July 15th through 19th at School 21, 7:30 performances, right?
The 15th and the 19th are matinees.
Are matinees,
the 15th
daytime,
is
so-
going to be 1 o'clock. We're going to try to get the camps there.
Okay.
And then the 19th is going to be 2 o'clock matinee.
That's Sunday matinee. So
Yes.
Wednesday through Sunday. Details will be available in Woodbridge
Yes.
News on your website once we post it. There'll be a
Right.
link to the town website. There'll be plenty of opportunity for people to know what's going on.
Right,
Right,
right.
So as mayor, I want to thank you for your help and your leadership in this effort. And it's been great to have you on, and thank you all for watching.